Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Ben the Human Plays Vagrus the Riven Realms. We're back at the Sunken Tower. Off camera, I went all the way back to Torzeg's shelter to be able to remove the spirit curse that was put upon me, that was eating into our morale and our obedience. You have to go to a Temple of Oscul, and apparently Larnak doesn't have one of those. So we went all the way back to the main city, removed the curse, and we're back here with more supplies. We're gonna rest. I need to cast the Blessing of Unbinding upon myself. We will use Spectral Residue. Thank him for that. And enough chit chat. Now, we can do work around camp. I don't know who's paying us, but somebody could have paid us if we didn't screw up. But into the tower we go, explore the lower levels, back into the dormitories. We're committed to finding the imbued key from the captain of the honor guard. So we're going to try to do that today. Pick a direction, same crew as always. With the Blessing of Unbinding in tow, we should be good. We're already under attack. A spearman and 2 orbs. Begin. Good news. We have the Blessing of Unbinding. So I can kill you without thinking about it. Shoot the ball? Oh, you didn't know what you were in for. Oh man, a crit. That would have been so sick if he had killed that guy. Alas. Elani was wounded. But that's all she wrote. That's not so bad. 1 stab from a ghost. I think we'll live. We got a Spectral Residue. 1 out of 4. To replace what we used. Explore the halls. We have found nothing. Keep exploring the halls. Avoid the peril. We did do that. Next move. Deeper we go. After leaving a narrow stairwell, you and your komes enter a long corridor adorned with ornaments so characteristic of the Sunken Tower. We've definitely already come across the darkened hallway, so we will consider our options. We're still in control. Deeper. We will try to disarm the mechanism. Did we die? What the heck does that mean? Okay, I thought all the traps in the Sunken Tower were insta-death. Apparently that is not the case. It is a trap, and it triggers too fast for you and your companions to avoid harm. One member of your group has become partially incorporeal as a result of the snare's sorcerous payload, allowing them to phase through objects. While you are unsure about the long-term effects, you can presume this komes of yours will be untethered from the physical domain for a short while. You leave these premises nonetheless and looking for ways ahead. What does phasing do? Is that good? Is that bad? Oh! Does that mean he can't be harmed? Because he's partially ghost-like? You step into a medium-sized room whose pale walls are adorned by ceremonial banners and insignia. You cannot shake the feeling that this place belongs to someone remarkable and significant. Captain of the guard, perhaps? When you turn the corner, you are somewhat shocked to see the ghostly captain of the honor guard sitting behind the same board game you recall having seen before. He is hunched over the table with his crested winged helmet placed next to him, not far away from the game board. He indicates the game board with his hand and then looks at you with an upward nod and invites you with a gesture, apparently challenging you to a match. You exchange cautious looks with your komes, then take a seat before the captain. A stoic expression sits on his elongated and angular face, with his piercing, alien-looking eyes gazing right at you. His features are regal, or at the very least aristocratic, and his slender physique invokes a sense of elegant strength, so typical of ancient elves. He moves and gestures with finesse in his silver armor ornate with leaf patterns. There's definitely an aura of authority and competence about him that commands loyalty and respect to such an extent that it puts the battlefield generals to shame. Yet he does not utter a single word. His sole focus is the game itself. Thusly, he moves the pieces into their starting position. The game is afoot. We succeed. You sit down and immediately begin to analyze the situation on the game board. Recognizing pieces and positions from the game you have witnessed before, you start mapping your options. You You must ponder extensively, as it is not an easy situation. Thankfully, the captain sits there patiently and does not disturb your deliberations. After a while, you feel comfortable making your move. Your opponent smiles and makes his after a brief contemplation, positioning one of his pieces to counter your gambit with stunning efficiency. You fret not, however, as you have expected it. Only a few turns later, when you cannot seem to gain an advantage despite your best efforts, you recognize that he is indeed a formidable opponent. During the course of the game, you get cornered several times, only to narrowly avoid utter defeat, with the appropriate countermeasures. This goes on for a while, until you break a stalemate through a series of risky yet ingenious moves. I'm a genius at fantasy chess. Thus achieving a victory well earned. You look up to the captain, who nods in approval and then indicates a small chest on his side of the desk. After that, he simply disappears, as most specters here are wont to do. You could swear the chest was not there when you entered, but it looks real enough. Upon opening it, you see an ornate silver key with a magnificent sapphire embedded in it. Taking the key into your hands, you see nothing around you can unlock with it, but you feel that this is what you were looking for. You then leave the chamber with your companions. Time to go. Cool. All right, that was easy. Key claimed. Next step is the Scepter of the Bibliothecaris Prefectus from the lecture halls. So we will do that tomorrow. We must rest today to get our movement back. Ren, do you have time for more magic stuff? Oh-ho! Ren is uncharacteristically excited. It seems he has discovered something he wants to share. The Dark Elf laughs upon hearing your question, but there is no joy in the laughter at all. Yes, he says. I learned of yet another ruin near my extensive reading on the matters of life eternal. The information comes from Ulthalas's books of all places. The ruin is located somewhere along the northern borders of Arcane forest. Well, to be precise, to be very exact, it's in fact underneath that region. Why is it important, you ask? Well, it appears that the sorcerer Ulthalas made a stop here to wipe out a rival ages past. Guess he succeeded, as the site has remained abandoned ever since. Completely void of life it is. Shunned by all, thought to be cursed. Perhaps he used life drain. Maybe we could take a look. This is the kind of place where revelations could be had, and great progress could be made. You tell Renkailon that you'll pay this site a visit sooner or later. Where is that? Aha! Okay, interesting. Northwest of Arcane. I don't think I've ever gone, like, here. In that entirety of the map. That's very interesting. Okay, well, thank you for letting me know, Ren. We will make our way over there when we have a chance to do so. Yeah, explore the abandoned Dark Elf colony beneath the northern edge of Arcane forest. Okay, we will do that. But first, we will attempt to gain... Can I see what's wrong with Sidarius? Phasing. Minus vitality, minus power, but he's unstoppable. I think he might already have unstoppable, though. He's got unstoppable from the Blessing of Unbinding. Okay, well, kind of a waste of time. But maybe it'll go away tomorrow because it's one day and we're gonna rest. I guess we'll see. Close this, end day. Ilani has healed the 2 vitality she lost. Back into the tower. Enter the lower levels. No more dormitories. Time for the lecture hall. Holy cool! It's purple. You take your companions through the large gate and emerge into a great cloister with several landings above, all lined with a marble balustrade. From these, dozens of paths open, archways leading into large lecture halls, corridors cloaked in darkness, and vestibules tastefully decorated by the statues of instructors and wise men. Peeking inside one of the chambers, you can see an auditorium. Across a pedestal stretch rows upon rows of marble benches and wooden desks. You are without a shadow of the doubt in the lecture halls. A strange cold permeates the abandoned halls, and you get the impression that you have stepped into a different world. It is as if time has stopped moving in this place altogether. Should that not make you uneasy, the faded echoes that remind you of sighs and footsteps coming from certain directions certainly do. The pathways leading from here to the rest of the lecture halls are beyond count. The shifting nature of the tower's interior makes any attempt at mapping it futile, so the question is, will you take one of the paths nonetheless and delve into the maze beyond? Pick a direction and go. I feel like we've read that passage before, but I can never remember. Pushing through a large door into a small room, you come face to ghostly face with a group of spectral guards and scholars who are at first nonplussed by your presence. Then their ghastly visages animate in an otherworldly fury as they lunge forward, giving you no time to react nor position yourselves properly. Seemingly out of position, you and your komes do your best to counter with fervor. Well, that sucks. Does it matter? Probably not. Alright, there's a spearman, a swordsman, and an acolyte. Stab. No! How could you betray me this way? Alright, hit him with fireball. I've been shifted. And then stabbed. Alright. Shoot this one. He's gone. Alright. Sidarius, try to kill the scholar? Ah! He's been poked. Finish this fool off. I said, finish him off. God dang it. Alright, reload. I don't think you can debuff a ghost. Thank you for killing the scholar, finally. One more hit, maybe? Oh, he lived. Oh, he burned to death? Can you burn a ghost to death? I don't know. Something happened. You dispatch the last of your foes. It soon becomes apparent that they bore no valuables, nor any reagents or residue, even worth a changer. Dang it, I didn't get any residue. Keep exploring. Avoid whatever is about to happen. We succeeded. Keep exploring. You leave the empty hall. Explore deeper. Oh, you descend a wide ivory staircase and find yourself standing in front of a half-collapsed alcove adorned with various reliefs and symbols of the tower. Debris that fell from the top section of the alcove covers most of the space. Some small objects are visibly protruding out of the dusty rubble. You carefully remove them to see if they are any good. One of them is a statuette, and it is surprisingly intact. You take it with you. Marble statue. Nice. We're still in control, so we will continue onward. Consider our next move. Keep descending. One of your companions spots a massive doorway leading out of the debris-littered corridor you are currently in. You lead your team through it and then stop dead as you catch sight of students sitting at desks. Rows and rows of desks with ethereal apprentices numbering about 300. Wow! They turn to you as one. Their combined piercing gaze stares into your very souls, seeing all of your little secrets, silently condemning you. What have I done that's so bad? In the grand scheme of things in this game. At least that is what you feel before they disappear into thin air. Only silence and dust remain in the lecture hall. How creepy. For now, you are confident about getting out, so we will continue. Identify the threat. Dang it. Oh, we got tired on all of our companions. That could have been worse. A foreboding sense of uncertainty. Press on. Ooh. The decrepit seminar room you step into is dark and empty, save for a lone specter of a student diligently organizing parchments and writing utensils as if she is getting ready for class. Your arrival apparently startles her. She looks you in the eyes. Oh, greetings, she pauses briefly. Are you the new professor? You glance at your bemused companions and proceed to come up with an answer. Yeah, we're a good liar. Yes. You tell her that you are indeed the new professor. Since you have arrived only recently, you are looking for someone to assist you with your orientation. For a brief moment, she seems somewhat unconvinced, but then a polite smile appears on her face and she bows her head. Splendid. Welcome to the tower. Preceptor Opilio asked me to let you know how you may go pick up the scepter at his study at your earliest convenience. When you ask her what scepter she is referring to, she giggles. Why, that of Bibliothecaris Prefectus, of course. Your role includes the student stops abruptly and eyes you suspiciously. Is this a test, or are you jesting? You assure her that you just had a long day. Oh, of course, she bows her head. Apologies. And let me just say that we are all really looking forward to your tenure and lectures on cataloging. And we also heard that... You are so very well versed in riddles. Without elaborating further, she disappears into thin air. I thought she was going to ask me to riddle. You leave the empty chamber and contemplate your next move. It is time to turn back. Okay, well, we've learned a key thing about the Scepter, I believe. So that's good. We're being attacked by raiders. That's okay. Assemble a crack team in an attempt to ambush them. Are you okay, Gorgoro? You're pretty wounded, actually. So let's take Scornar and bring the rest of the squad as per normal. Confirm. Succeed! After you put together your team, you and your Komis move with practiced guile and concealed grace, keeping yourself out of view behind dunes and tents. Weaving through the camp and avoiding combat between the raiders and the camp's denizens, you eventually arrive at a vantage point, where you spy two groups of raiders pillaging cargo underneath shaded awnings, one of which is ripe for an ambush. At your behest, your companions surge forward, engaging the small band of intruders. By the time they notice you, you are already upon them, out for blood. Two orcs, what's your name? Tarkian mercenary, a bone lord, and a spearman. Turtle guy. Oh, he doesn't have a turtle shell. He's just a spear guy. Sometimes the spearmen have turtle shells on their back for some reason. Let's try to kill the bone guy. He's at the very back of initiative. So odds are we can actually finish him off. And we did. Well done. Then let's try to shoot this orc. And then axe him. He moves forward, and then javelins me. And then javelins him. And then shoots her. Rough stuff. Alright, let's try to kill the orc. He did truly die. That doesn't always happen. That guy's down for the count. Go for the Tarkian. 8 damage is fantastic. Oh, he lived with 2 damage. Oh, and then he shot me back. And then speared me again. Let's get greedy. Haha, it worked. Sometimes it pays off. He blocked my fireball. Stun? Nope, he just died. The falcon slashed him so badly he just died. In high spirits, your crew returns to their duties. No one died. Fantastic news. We shall rest. Everybody's looking good. 19 days worth of supplies. Lots of healing. I think we're good to go back into the tower. In we go. Lower levels. Let's break the seal on the library. And then we will go back into the study hall or whatever it was called. The lecture hall. A great staircase leads down from the grand vestibule into the library, as indicated by the plaque next to the archway where you now stand. You sense faint movement in the air and turn to see Preceptor Lelithason's Scepter standing face to face with you. "The key," she says impassionately. "Dost thou possess it?" You open your palm to reveal the magnificently crafted silver key with the glowing sapphire. The mage's spectre holds out her hand briefly and then draws it back. "It retaineth the magic that shall open the path into our library, the greatest library to ever grace the continent, nay, the world. Thou shalt find great treasures in there, but also the shadows of the tower's former denizens gone mad. Go forth with great care, seeker, and find the keys to open the path ahead. We must reach the Star Garden. Thou art our instrument, our last hope, and thou mayest yet prove I was right to place my trust in thee." You nod and then raise the key towards the seal. It blinks once before disappearing for good. At the same time, the sapphire embedded in the key turns to dust. With that, Lelithason fades away, and you are left standing in front of the new path. You keep the key, as it might still open doors that are not yet magically sealed. Nothing prevents you from entering the library from now on. Fantastic. Back to the lecture halls. Pick a direction. Our people are a little beat up, but I think they'll be fine. I'm not sure, like, I know there was an update recently, and something cool about the update I haven't been able to show you because I haven't been traveling the map, but, you can double click to move now. I'll show that at some point, I'm sure. But something weird about the update is now my character sheet is transparent for some reason. And, I don't know why that is. It's funny. It's not the end of the world. It's just kind of interesting. Keep exploring. Nothing. Keep exploring. Magical intuition. We succeed. Deeper. So on. Still in control. Okay. Text. Entering an enclosed space with only one exit, you take a good look around. The walls are adorned with several faded reliefs and candle holders. The reliefs are way too faded to make out, and what they used to depict, yet one of your companions ventures a guess that this place might have been some kind of oratory. Wait a minute, I think I've read this before. Yeah, the tentacles try to grab me. We consider what to do. Ah, crap! I got shaken! How could you do this to me? Onward. We got some tablets. Onward. Brace yourself for combat. Oh, that's a big ball. In. Right, I think we can kill some of you. Maybe you? That's a good start. That's a bad end. I've been threat assessed. Take that. Try to arcane bolt me. I shoot you in response. She only does 2 damage to them. I gotta remember that. Although she does a decent amount of damage to the ghost, so maybe it's not that big a deal. A poke, and then a slash. Yeah! You missed me, nerd. Oh, jeez! Oh, man, Krifta. Do better. Alright, at least Eilani killed them. Reload. Okay, so we'll leave this guy for Sidarius. Everybody else attacked the big orb. Not quite. Nice try. You thought you could hit me a second time. That is not the case. Yeah, let's try to take down the big orb this time. Ah, it's much easier when you don't miss. One more hit. Yeah. All right, this guy's not going down. Brace yourself. He is volatilely recharged. Oh, he recharged his power. Ah, they usually don't live long enough to have to recharge themselves. Interesting development. Battle well fought. Got a jewel. They would like to head back. Aw, man. All right, we'll head back. We have time to do one more. Let's get a quick rest in. Let's use a little healing magic. End the day. Lots of heals happened. Fantastic. All right, back into the tower. One more time. Lower levels. Into the lecture hall. Right? Is that where we're going? That's not what... I'm looking at the wrong place. Yeah, we're looking for the Scepter. That's right. In we go. Same group as before. And onward we go. We found nothing. Keep exploring the halls. Avoid the spell. We succeeded. Explore. Options. Explore. We got some spectral residue. That's nice. I'll take it. Still in control. Time to move on. Keep passing on. Oh, 5 crystal lamps. Yes, please. Apparently, you need a lot of crystal lamps to upgrade the outpost to the final level. So I'm very pleased to have stumbled across five crystal lamps for some reason. Okay. Use your knowledge to avoid whatever is about to happen. We succeed. Still resilient, so we will pass on undeterred. Oh man, really? We that was like a speed run. All right, back out. All right, let's try one more rest, and then maybe if nothing happens this time, we'll try to push it one level deeper into the tower after my companions are like, I want to go back. I'll be like, no. In we go further. And then they'll be like, this is foolhardy. And I'll say, shut up, you. Do what I pay you for. And then we'll all be lost in the tower for all eternity. Let's see here. What is this? During investigating a handful of smaller chambers, you suddenly hear the loud noise of swift footfalls. It is impossible to tell which direction it is coming from. The only thing you can be sure of is that someone is running your way. Then, a young student Scepter emerges out of a doorway. Apparently, he is as startled as you are, since he gasps when he sees your companions and briefly loses his balance. He does not fall, yet he does drop a book from the stack of tomes he is carrying. The visibly agitated pupil bends forward with a nigh acrobatic manner and picks it up. After that, he just stands there, panting, and stares at you for a long moment. He then informs you that you should be in a hurry too, as Preceptor Vencinicus abhors latecomers. Without waiting for your reaction, the youngster hairs off. Your companions shrug and you plan your next move. Onward, deeper. We see ourselves from the perspective of something else in the room, so we gain shaken. We're still in control. Further. There's a loud speech coming from one of the halls, but the lecture is over. Continue. Continue. Quickly, a fight is underway. Rats. Well, honestly, I'd rather fight the spear guys than the balls, because the balls are, like, resistant to magic damage for some reason. Stop blocking, you nerd. Or, you know, I could just miss you. Ouch. Sidarius, why don't you buff yourself? We got a lot of targets to kill. I will skip the buffing if I think I can murder them in like 1 or 2 rounds, but if I think it'll like last longer than that, I think it's worth going through the effort to buff. Thank you, Krifta, for finishing that fool off. I think let's go for a cheeky rune on a guy who wasn't hurt yet. Because if he heals him, he can't gain any more than max health. Missed me, nerd. Hey, that's not allowed. That guy's dead. That guy is nearly dead. 1 HP left. Now he's gone. Let's stab the guard. The guy on guard? Does he do something if he comes off guard? Does that make sense? Try to murder him. Oh, you barely hurt him. He's on guard as well. Sidarius can't reach that fool. Oh, crit for death! Fantastic. Oh, it looks like being on guard just boosts their defense for a little while. Which does make sense. We got some spectral residue. Okay, alright. I'm gonna push beyond this because I am tired of not making any progress. So, surveying your surroundings, it seems things have changed. The path behind you seems blurry, and you begin to question your ability to discern a way to the surface. Your companions suggest that turning back at this point would be wise. They feel equally affected by this place. Okay. Oh! We've made it! Exploring a large hallway that branches off in several directions, you and your komes come to the end where a large double door gives way to a massive lecture theater. Shrouded in cerulean twilight, the place opens up as you move past the elevated seats that rise from your sides when you enter. A cool draft passes through you, and then, as if from nowhere, the doors you entered through slam shut, and a woman's voice booms out, reverberating off of the walls of the massive theater.
Welcome, traveler, to my humble abode. Do not be alarmed, for I do not seek your destruction. In fact, I've been watching you for some time, observing your curious expedition into Acarius's once great tower. I see that you wish to explore deeper, and that I can help you with this matter. Yes, I know about your conversations with the others. Few of us remain in this place after its fall. A far fewer still are cognizant of the nature of their existence. I, however, am one such soul, bound though I am to this room, where I was bidden to conceal an instrument worthy only of a true seeker. Are you one such seeker, I ask?
She says, a playful curiosity in her tone. Afterwards, silence reigns, and you resolve to answer the woman, strange though it is to speak with a disembodied voice. You tell her that you are a seeker of knowledge, no less.
Sweet words are just that, words. There is only one way to truly know, a test of wits, and you, being a seeker, should find my answers easily.
she says, almost as if mocking you. There's a long pause until eventually she continues, her tone taking on a haughty quality.
Are you ready, Seeker?
You tell her that you are.
Good. Onward to my first question,
She says, eager to begin.
What I speak of is something that cannot be touched, nor can it be smelt, though it does linger. It lingers throughout the centuries, you see, possessed by few, without tangibility, and yet still of the utmost importance to a place like this. Sometimes living things preserve it, others seek its destruction. The forces of progress use it to validate their goals, while those who operate with more malevolent intentions often wish to conceal it. It is a weapon of the righteous and nefarious alike. Of what is it that I speak?
Ooh, it's a riddle. Power, knowledge, loyalty, prestige. Something that cannot be touched. Well, that's none of these. It cannot be smelt. Once again, none of these. Possessed by few. The utmost importance to a place like this. I'm leaning towards knowledge. Living things preserve it. Others seek its destruction. Forces of progress will use knowledge to validate their goals, while those who operate with more malevolent intentions will wish to conceal knowledge. I think it's knowledge.
Well, it seems you are not completely without hope then. But it was an easy question, was it not? I must agree, the voice says with a hint of coyness.
Oops, I forgot to stop speaking into my hands. A pause follows, and you almost get the impression that the unseen woman is enjoying herself.
Another question, then. Yes, I rather like this one. To animals, it is not a consideration, though it might appear otherwise occasionally. A judge, a juror, and an executioner usually have some notion of it. All religion seeks to define it, to meditate on how it might best inform their decisions, however menial or simplistic those decisions may be. For those who have never grasped it, nor shouldered its burden, it bears no weight. Strange, then, that entire cultures and even empires have been built upon its foundations.
She holds a dramatic pause.
What is this thing, so reviled by some and yet so revered by others?
Ooh. Curiosity, cruelty, morality, empathy, punishment. There's 5 answers this time. To animals, it is not a consideration, though it might appear otherwise occasionally. So animals don't care about it. Curiosity killed the cat. I mean, animals aren't really curious. Well, maybe they are, actually. I take that back. Morality? Empathy? A judge, juror, and executioner have some notion of morality? I wouldn't say it's cruelty or curiosity. Punishment, maybe? Religion seeks to define it, to meditate on how it might best inform their decisions. That leans towards morality again. Menial or simplistic those decisions may be for those who have never grasped it nor shouldered its burden. It bears no weight. So if you've never had to grasped it nor shouldered its burden. So if you've never bothered to think about morality, I guess you don't care. Entire cultures and empires built on its foundations. Reviled by some, revered by others. I think it's morality. Or it's empathy. Let's go with morality. Aha!
Impressive, very nice,
the voice intones, and you sense genuine warmth there.
It seems our literal encounter is drawing to a close, Seeker, though I do wish to indulge in one more question. It is close to my heart, you might say. Something which many sought and were spurned for, though that is a story for another time,
she says, her tone at once whimsical and playful.
I employ the arcane, though the use of spells is not my charge. I protect knowledge lest it falls into the wrong hands. Mine is a heart with a love for the tangible and intangible, having fallen for those things that can light up the night sky of the mind's eye, filling it with happiness, sorrow, or an uncertainty as deep and unwavering as the ocean. My treasures often contain ideas and power from a long-lost era, though there are those among them that are created by my contemporaries, too.
There is a dramatic pause again.
Yes, my inquisitive seeker, I speak of myself. The question is, what am I?
The arcane, though the use of the spells is not my charge. I protect knowledge lest it falls into the wrong hands. So they're not a mage. So I'm guessing it's not the professor or superintendent of wards. I protect knowledge lest it falls into the wrong hands. I'm kind of thinking head librarian. Heart is a love for the tangible and intangible. Light up the night sky of the mind's eye, filling it with... So, like, things that fill your imagination often contain ideas and power. And some were contrary. So, I think it's librarian. Aha!
Yes, 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 oh dear seeker, I am indeed that. It has been so long since I have jousted with the mind of one who understands. Let me reveal myself, she says,
a hint of hesitancy in her voice. Moments later, at the front of the lecture theater, the woman appears before you, her spirit manifesting as a pale blue apparition against the backdrop of the cerulean light that fills the massive theater. Behind glasses and shoulder-length hair, her full beauty is made apparent by fine features and a button nose. Her face is lit up too. A warm, radiant smile draws you in before you eventually look down and notice that she is holding a large jeweled scepter in her arms. She steps forward, her mesmerizing eyes transfixed upon you. Take this, seeker. It will help you in your search, though I do not know what lies in the places that it leads you to. Such things were not in my purview, I'm afraid. You thank the head librarian, and her smile widens. You are most welcome. Whatever it is you seek, you have my blessing. Go now, for I must rest. She then disappears, taking the cerulean light with her. The doors of the lecture halls swing open, and there is utter silence. With the Bibliothecaris Prefectus Scepter now in your possession, you move on to other considerations. We will heed the signs and head home. Okay. Whew. Well, that was a long one. Thank you, everybody, for sticking with me. We found the scepter, and we found the key. So next, we must try to claim the glyph of the Seeker from the library to access the crystal archives, and then claim the crystal. So those are the two next steps. So library, and then... Oh, I guess we just go to the library, and then we probably use the scepter to get into the crystal archives. So, we will do that next time. If you guys enjoyed the episode, click the like button. It helps me out a lot. If you want to see more episodes of Vagrus, the Riven Realms, or the other videos I have going on the channel, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you have your notifications on so you know when the next videos go live. But until next time, everybody, I hope you had a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye, everybody!